Every great FPV pilot started their adventure somewhere. Chances are they started with a beginner drone that didn't fly the greatest, it wasn't the most powerful, but what it did right was get them flying and having fun in the hobby. And today we're going to be looking at something from Emax. This is the Emax Tinyhawk Light Adventure Kit, and this is great because this is how, if you're a beginner, you're going to start your FPV adventure. Having a look here, it's got everything that you need. It's coming in at about $260. It has the radio, the drone, the goggles. We've got a whole bunch of batteries. Oh, I should say it's got the batteries for the radio as well, all the little extras that you need, and it is doing some things a little bit differently as well. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to break it down. We're going to have a look at the drone, the goggles, the radio, talk about the things that I like, the things that I don't like or I'd like to change, and then most importantly, we're going to go fly this thing around, and I will show you, if you are a beginner getting into the hobby, is this going to be the right drone for you? Or if you're an expert who already has a lot of drones, is this a step in the right direction? Because I guarantee there is some things in this drone that most people, I would say about 90% of the hobby, is going to get upset with, and then people on either ends just starting out, or you've been in the hobby for a long time, and be like, I kind of think that's pretty cool. Now, as a bit of an overview, let's talk about the drone first, because that's going to be the most controversial part. Check this out. This is the Adventure. There is some different colored options as well if we have a look here. I believe we've got some purple options. There might be some other ones in the future, but for me, this is the one that I've got sent, like a little test unit that we've got right here, and I stick it on the scales. You can see something is already a little bit different about this because there's no carbon on this frame. And I know what you're saying. Wait, they're using a board in the top and it's just plastic. Let's tear this off, please. And it's coming in at around 60 grams. Throwing my battery on there is coming in at just under 80 grams. Okay, 81 grams according to my fantastic scales right here. And did you notice this at home, you viewers? It's a little 1S craft, but we have a bit of a proprietary battery in here with one of the little Emax plugs on here. We'll talk about that. What does that mean as well in the future for the hobby? Now, something I do want to note, we don't usually see this anymore because there's no wires here, because if you have a hard crash and this snaps, well, then you're going to be out of luck trying to power your motor. And speaking of the motors, this is a little bit different as well. We have gone back to brushless, and this really, for me, screams beginner kit. Most people who are into FPV are not going to be rushing out and buying this. This is all about starting your FPV adventure. And I can already hear a lot of people writing this off, being like, those are terrible design decisions, like brushless motors, plastic, no carbon, boards for like carrying the current. What is going on there? And let me show you this, because this is what the cool kids do when it comes to memes. I have never been able to relate to a meme more with this drone when it comes to this. So we've got the bottom percent down here being like, this is a cool drone. Yeah, I really like that. And the people who have been flying around for a long time, they understand it's all about getting people in, having a good time with the hobby. Cool drone. But a lot of people are going to be here if you're sort of midway in the hobby for a while, being, it's not even carbon. What do you mean they've got a proprietary battery? Brushless motors, you can't possibly have fun with that. And I am here to tell you that this drone, it is not for people who are already in the hobby. This is to start your FPV adventure. I should probably quickly talk about the other parts that come with the kit. So we've got the radio here and also the goggles. Let me just grab them. Smooth. Talk about the radio first. Like, it's nothing special. This isn't my favorite radio. I've flown this a lot of times with some other craft as well. One thing I do like that I think is a pretty cool feature right here is you can simply attach your goggle screen right here in the middle. I do really like, though, that it is well labeled, because remember, it's a beginner getting in. So, hey, where's my disarm? How do I change my mode? Where's my flip over after crash? And the beeper, this is like perfect. This is all. I should probably just take these stickers actually and stick them on my everyday radio, because anyway, that's my favorite feature about here. It doesn't do anything special. It's ELRS, you know, take it or leave it. It's a cool radio. I have no issues with it for a beginner. Now, what we should talk about here, these are the goggles as well. I find these a little bit uncomfortable on my face. One feature that I do really like is you can take the top off and then attach it to your screen here, so you don't have to have it on your face the whole time if you don't want to. That might be a little bit of a, normally we don't fly like that, but beginners, they're definitely going to feel that. The other part to mention though, it doesn't have DVR, so you can't record any of your flights with this. We charge it by USB-C. There's nothing too crazy about this actually when it comes here. And the goggles themselves, well, I do get a little bit of eye strain when I'm putting these on. I don't find them the most comfortable. Man, that's kind of crazy just putting them on looking here, but they're not the most comfortable goggle. I definitely would prefer a higher quality goggle, but it is what it is for a beginner set starting out. What you're going to see the flights in this, it is actually me using some skyzone goggles so I could record the DVR to show you exactly what it's like. Sorry about my printers just finished in the background. So rip it around, and I've got some important parts to talk about: the actual flight characteristics. How are you going to fly this? What is it like? We're going to be going outdoors. We're going to be doing like some full punch outs, trying to do some dives, because remember, it's just a little 1S, so we're going to have to temper those expectations. All right, here we go. I'm just putting it into air mode right here. I'm actually in the way. So it says air mode down in the bottom right-hand corner, but we will also fly around in some angle modes. And check this out. On this first turn, notice how I almost drift into the little mandarin tree there because I wasn't used to the weight of this craft on a 1S battery. So it's a little bit heavier than some of the whoops. And the other thing that you're going to notice is we've got some big propellers in view. Now, after flying for a little bit of time, you're not going to notice that too much. But when you're watching it here and you're not actually concentrating on flying, like we're just spectators, right, talking about this, this is where you think, oh, those propellers, do they get annoying? Look, you notice them, but then after a while, it sort of just fades from like your memory when you're flying around. Here we are trying to do a little bit of freestyle as well. And for a 1S craft, you're definitely feeling the 80 grams in here. You've only got some little brush motors. It's not going to be a powerhouse when it comes to speed or anything like that. The flight times were pretty decent, but if you are a brand new pilot who's thinking about starting your FPV adventure, do you see this breakup? That is pretty typical of an analog craft when you are flying around. This is the image quality that you can expect from an analog craft. You might see some amazing GoPro footage out here, but look, we've got a really cheap camera in here. Very standard sort of definition analog that we've got now. In just a little bit, I'm going to try, and we've put it into angle mode now, and I'm trying to fly around this table because I'm still getting used to just how much is drifting, and it is a little, well, not drifting is not the right word, but heavy for my flying style. But you can see it doesn't take long to adjust, and now I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. Definitely, like within 20 seconds, you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of get used to that. And then I flick it back into air mode to try to do the same. Now this is on air mode. Notice it's a much more controllable or a smoother line, but you do need a little bit more skill to fly this around here. So we do a dive in just a little bit as well. I'm trying to see, break up the reception, what it's like. It's only on 25 milliwatts when we're flying this around, but I believe I have a crash. Here we go. So I come flying around here, and it didn't have enough power out of here. I was trying to tilt it a little bit too far forward, tried to pull up, but because it's only 1S, you do not have that power. And then if I pause it right here, you can see my propeller is actually stuck in here. So sometimes you can like flip over after crash and muck it around a little bit to be able to fly out. This was well and truly wedged in here. So then I went downstairs and we got it. I know what you're thinking, Stuart, man, you're looking sharp today. Very, very handsome. And number two, is that an affiliate link down below? Yes, you are absolutely correct. There's an affiliate link down below here. If you would prefer not to use that, you think, man, you know what, Stuart, I'd just prefer to punch you in the face and Google that myself. Go and do that for everybody else. There is an affiliate link down below. If you pick this kit up, it doesn't cost you anything. It does support the channel. Emax hasn't seen this video either. They don't know what I'm going to say about it, but I just thought I'd let you guys know because my loyalties lies to you and providing the best information so you can get out there and have a good time. So anyway, let's go back to the video, and I can take these off. I'm feeling a bit weird actually just looking at this through the camera. It's a bit of a trip. And it was absolutely fine. So then I was like, you know what, I'll take it out the front and fly it around as well. I think this is where we do the dive. I sort of try to dive down that bit of a tall pine tree that we've got right here. It was a really nice sunny day for once. We've been having some insane amounts of rain, and you can see the battery as well. It was starting to get a little bit low after flying around for around 5 minutes or so. Here's the dive coming down, and it does struggle to pull up a little bit. So it's a 1S craft, and you can definitely tell it's got some brushed motors on here. It's not going to be breaking any speed records or anything, but hey, if you're a beginner, does this not look fun? This for me looks like, sorry about my printer in the background, but for me, yeah, this is exactly what I would have loved to have started on. It's all about just having fun, and that's what I like about this kit. It's got some limitations, but it's got a lot of fun with it as well. I think for the price of $260, it is doing a lot of things right. It doesn't have the most performance. The flight characteristics feels a little bit sluggish in some of those turns. It did get a little bit better sometimes when I put it into angle mode, but I need to remind myself I'm a beginner here, or this is who this product is for. People starting their FPV adventure with this kit. So I think the price is about right. Like the radio, it is very, very basic. You're probably going to want to upgrade. These goggles, you're going to want to upgrade. What would make these a little bit better is if they did do DVR, at least you could use them as like a recording monitor or something, but it is what it is. And maybe one of the savings graces is you can take the actual monitor off here and attach it, show it to some other people if they want to watch, and you end up getting a better pair of goggles in the future. And then the drone itself, well, I don't particularly like how we've got a proprietary battery here. It did feel like it was a little bit heavy, a little bit sluggish in those turns, and it's a little bit too big to be just an indoor flyer. And because it's a 1S, it is a little bit underpowered when it comes to flying around outdoors. So it's kind of, for me, just in the like that average space for both of those environments. But then if I flick on the other side, if you're a brand new beginner starting out, you're not going to need to go too much faster when it comes to outdoor flying or anything like that. The flight characteristics were fine. And overall, I have to say, look, I do really like this kit for what it does. If you think of it in terms of this right here, if this is you and you're getting upset that it's not even carbon or anything like that, the Adventure, it is not made for you. I think maybe with my IQ score, I'm putting myself down here. I'm not going to pretend I'm a drone Jedi or anything like that, but I think it's a cool drone, and I'd love to know what you think about it. The Tinyhawk Light Adventure, would you get it if you were starting your FPV journey today? There's plenty of other options out there, but they are significantly more expensive. Of course, everybody wants the best gear that they can have, but jumping into FPV, remember this saying. It is not about having the best gear. It is about having the best time, and you can absolutely have a blast flying this around. Like I would have loved to have started with something like this. Actually, look at this. See this little craft, a little Hubsan X that I bought like over a decade ago? That's how I got here today, because of this craft. If this didn't exist and I didn't start enjoying FPV, I wouldn't be making this video. We wouldn't have all you guys watching and enjoying it. So anyway, let me know your first craft. What did you start with?